There you go. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the ISIP Podcast session with our dear cohorts. So first of all, I would like to thank our cohorts for giving us time this afternoon despite their busy schedules. I know all of you are busy, so thank you for being with us today. Thank you so much. So before we formally start our podcast session, I would like to introduce myself first. I am Lois Estudillo, a program associate of ISIP from EveGrocer, Philippines. So let us get to know more about ISIP first. Okay, so a quick introduction about the Innovation for Social Impact Partnership, or ISIP Social Impact Accelerator program. It is a 6-month gender smart capacity building program specifically designed for social enterprises in the Philippines that tackle some of the country's most pressing problems. So the program has selected 10 deserving social entrepreneurs from Bangsamoro, Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, or BARMM, 4 from the broader Mindanao, and 2 from Luzon that are operating and creating an impact in Mindanao. So this is an intensive program for impact-driven enterprises to strengthen their business models, deepen their impact, and get investment ready. So ISIP is supported by the Australian government and implemented by the United Nations Development Program in the Philippines, or the UNDP Philippines. And it is co-led and co-implemented by ACTED and EveGrocer Philippines. ACTED is an international NGO with a dual mandate of humanitarian and development work present in 45 countries across the globe. Beyond its humanitarian action, ACTED is supporting the peace and stability in Mindanao and promoting inclusive and sustainable development, working with local CSOs, agricultural cooperatives, and social entrepreneurs. And EveGrocer Philippines, it is an early-stage impact enterprise incubator that inspires, mentors, funds, and nurtures entrepreneurs who are addressing the most urgent social issues through innovative market-based models and experienced mentors. Okay, so the ISIP program wanted to highlight our social enterprises in the Mindanao region because they saw the deep inclination of the entrepreneurs in preserving their culture while making an impact in their community. Of course, this program won't be possible or won't be successful without the help of other organizations. Since ISIP is highly online, we would like to highlight the support of the cohorts, local government units, and BARMM government, and the Ministry of Trade, Investment, and Tourism, or the MTIT, and Cooperative and Social Enterprise Authority, or the SIA. Okay, so all of you, our cohorts, have been exposed to different activities in the ISIP program, including the community of support or the networking events, which gave all of you the access to exposure events like bazaars and trade fairs, learning labs and master classes, our expert-led workshops to help them understand and implement growth strategies. Of course, we also have our one-on-one mentoring sessions and coaching sessions. So it is a unique opportunity for all of you to have an industry expert who understands the needs of your organization and help build a robust plan to address the gaps in the business model of your SEs. We also have our technical assistants to assist all of our cohorts in building best practices in finance, marketing, and communications by working with technical service providers such as accountants, lawyers, and branding experts. And of course, we also have the investment readiness training to better understand our cohort's financial data, demystify term sheets, and implement strategies that will make your social enterprises investment ready. Okay, so today we will be meeting some of our cohorts, our social enterprises supported by the ISIP project. So our cohort this year has been going through tailored training, master classes, mentoring, and coaching sessions to support their enterprises. So this afternoon, we have our cohorts who are part of the Mindanao and Luzon region who are mostly making an impact from the communities in Mindanao. Okay, so without further ado, let us meet our dear cohorts. Let us start with Miss Kaye Liwanag of Ways for Good Technologies.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kay. I'm the PDO of
Miss Kaye, sorry
Yes.
we cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry. Am I audible now? Okay.
All right, there you go.
Okay. So good afternoon again. I'm Kay of Ways for Good Technologies. I'm the PDO, and we are located in Tulunan, North Cotabato. So our main office and our laboratory is in Tulunan. Waste for Good is a social enterprise that addresses the food waste problem in our country. So with our founder, Miss Lori, it started the idea of Waste for Good from a discontentment of a developed mobile app, which eventually turned into a solar-powered and automatic bin, which is fueled by our product, our technology of the compost activator solution. So it also went a lot of trials, and we are targeting not only urban moms, but also communities like LGUs and even students in schools. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Kaye, for that. Now, let us have Sir Alfred Gersava of Spectrum Impact Sourcing.
Thank you, Lois. Hello, everyone. My name is Alfred Gersava. My gender pronoun is he and him. I'm an Asian male with dark complexion and with short black hair. And I'm the co-founder of Spectrum Impact Sourcing. And we are located in Sultan Kudarat here in Mindanao. And we are engaged in the employment of people with disabilities. So, but we extend our communities to solo parents, to recovering addicts, and to people deprived of liberty, out of school youth, and indigenous people. And we are an outsourcing company, and we are in the business of helping this marginalized community to be gainfully employed and live a more meaningful life.
There you go. Thank you so much, Sir Alfred. Okay, so next we have Miss Liz Salera of Kuyaw Community Lifestyle Shop.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liz. I'm the founder of Buoyancy's Business Accelerated. We always say we proudly lift local social businesses because what we do is focused on helping small businesses get to market. So we focus on businesses in the manufacturing industry, livelihood programs, basically any local business or social enterprise that produces products, proudly local products. And we help them reach more markets. We run our own community store, and that's the Kuyaw Community Lifestyle Shop, in the hopes of helping our small businesses sustain through having concrete sales and marketing strategies. So yeah.
There you go. Thank you so much, Miss Liz. Okay, now let's have Miss Karen Salutan of EdukSine Production Corporation.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm LB talking on behalf of
All right.
Karen.
Okay, let's have Miss Romae Cruz, the co-founder of EdukSine.
Hi, everyone. For some reason, I can't download in my device the background, but let me introduce very briefly who we are, who EdukSine is. EdukSine is a social enterprise focusing on expanding and offering technology for independent filmmakers and producers to reach their audience and recoup their investment through block screenings and different types of screenings in the country and abroad. So the platform that we also have a website and an app, is open to these filmmakers to expand their audience here in the Philippines and abroad. And we're proud to say that we're the first and the only block screening streaming platform in the country. So ibig sabihin, we can accommodate cinema organizing bodies and organizations in the country and abroad. So yun po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Miss Romae. And of course, we have Miss Dimple Sandoval of EveGrocer Zero Waste Online Shop.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Linel de Leon Sandoval, founder and CEO of EveGrocer. We are a sustainability-focused supply chain and marketplace. We promote sustainability through awareness, technology, reusable packaging, and reverse logistics. Currently, we have 2 regional branches. I'm currently located here in Metro Manila. We have a store in BF Homes Parañaque, and we have another store in Ayala IT Park, Cebu. Currently, we have 3,700 SKUs. We are a growing marketplace, and we help our merchant partners to develop sustainable packaging. We right now partnered with community farms and producers and help them process their products to help them distribute the products here in the Philippines and hopefully through the export market.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ms. Dimple, for that. Thank you, everyone, for your brief introduction of your social enterprise, our dear cohort. So now we will get to know you more as we dive deeper into your stories. I know being a social entrepreneur is not easy, and we all have our own challenges and setbacks. And maybe we could ask Miss Kaye and Miss Liz to share with us the unique challenges faced by social entrepreneurs in your region, specifically in your region. So maybe we could start with Miss Liz.
Yeah. Well, Mindanao is a very, very big island, right? And we have so many resources, so many talents, natural resources. However, this region is also one of the least connected in terms of logistics, in terms of markets, unlike more developed metropolitan areas like Manila. So you just imagine the kind of economic potential that is not enjoyed by a lot of regions in Mindanao. And so if you're a business owner here in Mindanao, you tend to start with a very small market. And sometimes that small market cannot sustain your business, the growth of your business, versus if we compare it, let's say Metro Manila. So many people, logistics is good. When you do marketing strategies, just a little investment can push it to a lot of consumers already. So the potential of a business actually earning and sustaining in Metro Manila, for example, is a lot higher compared to businesses that are in Mindanao. And that's one of the bottlenecks, really. And when you talk about inclusive development, that's where we see a huge gap in the market. So you could be someone that's producing a really good product. It could be something that's artisan or whatever have you. But your access to the market, both physically, sourcing all of those products, shipping it out, the physical logistics is a little difficult and costly. Plus, access to your buyers, your visibility. There's a lot of challenges there. So you can already see from there, one of the reasons why there are a lot of small businesses that find it hard to sustain. So that's just one amidst the many, but that's one of the top things that we're dealing with in Buoyancies. That's why we created our own community store. We developed different marketing channels to increase the chances of these small businesses to reach market and eventually sustain their business.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Miss Liz. How about Miss Kaye?
I think Miss Liz already discussed almost covered almost all of the challenges we are facing. But yes, we do agree. Same with Waste for Good. What we have as a considered as a challenge is number one is the logistics. Aside from the time from ordering anything, it also costs a lot. Compared to Manila, it's easier. And also the access to the market. So I think that's it.
Yeah, maybe if I can add something more. No? Ito naman, this is not the physical challenges or the logistics part. It's more of if you imagine the logistics of creativity, of product development. Because I came from, well, I was initially trained in Manila. I learned all about social entrepreneurship and all of this business in Manila. And in our dialect pa parang busog na busog at sumasabog yung utak ko, no, of all of the possibilities for innovation and creativity there. And then I decided, okay, I have to go home and bring this one. I have to go home to Davao in Mindanao, and I have to do my work there because that's my hometown. However, when I got here, the logistics of creativity is a little bit limited. Why? Because people are not as exposed. So when you ask them to create a product, they have, if I may, based on my experience, they have a limited template of what kind of product they can do, what kind of product they can design, the branding, the color scheme, the packaging, all of these things, right? And eventually, your market will look for stuff that are creative, unique, amazing, Kuyaw in our own branding. So the market will look for that. However, the communities, at least for the communities that we're dealing with, a lot of them are in rural areas. They do not have access to what is to what is trending in the market. They do not have access to what do you mean by a good quality bag, or what do you mean by a world class, fashion accessory. They don't have access to that. So given that, you cannot also, it needs a little bit of support, and capability building so that they can produce something that's also expected by the market. That's also one of the unique things that we're dealing with as social entrepreneurs. I remember one instance, we were working with someone who's clearly not from Mindanao, so doesn't have a clue. But the good thing is this person has a heart, to help communities. But she's a designer, and she has this, of course, standards and requirements, and she's ranting na parang, I really want to work with the community, but they can't give me what they want because the thing is not fashionable. They don't know how to create something that is, yes, that's
Yeah,
fit for
that's
the
very
market,
that's very understandable, Miss Liz. There are
right?
different what do you call this, standards.
Yeah, and it's hard because like one
Yes.
community that we're dealing with right now, there's also a certain pride, you know,
Mm.
pride in them that you have to do a little bit of a dance, to what's the right way to tell them that your design is not
Especially
at
there
par.
are part of usually indigenous communities, right?
Yes,
So it's
yes.
also totally hard since we also have to be sensitive about their feelings as
And
well.
they get hurt,
Right?
right?
Yes,
Mm.
yes. Really understandable, Miss Liz. Thank you so much for that very insightful sharing, Miss Liz and Miss Kay, of the unique challenges and stories that you have or that your social enterprise is facing. So of course, those challenge or those problems can be fixed by a solution. And the EASY program offers various activities that could help our cohorts in facing those challenges. So may we ask Ms. Dimple and Sir Alfred to share with us the activities that were provided to them by the EASY program and which among those has helped their social enterprise the most. So maybe we could start with Ms. Dimple.
Yes, we're so grateful for this opportunity to be in this program, the ESIP program. During the start of this, we've been networking with a lot of social enterprise also, and we had our trip in Davao where we met everyone personally. We have a lot of mentorship programs and a lot of equipped us with a lot of learnings and opportunity skills that we can use for our startups.
Yeah, so there were, I would say, a buffet of opportunities offered by ISIP. One is a series of master classes to build the foundation of the business. So as mentioned by Dimple, we first met in Davao, where we really understand the business model canvas. I feel that that's the most impactful because the business model canvas is like the foundation of the business. Once it's clearly understood and you have a better picture of your business model canvas, the rest will be built in the right foundation. So, and we have master classes on branding, on positioning yourself in social media, and these are like the foundational training for a startup or an enterprise to be more successful. But there's also like in-depth and tailored fit to the social enterprise, and that's through one-on-one mentoring. In those sessions, we have expert mentors who would look at the inside of the organization, understand it, the challenges, and offer expert advice. And from that piece, specific to Spectrum, there's a lot of major issues that were resolved in that one-on-one sessions. Example, how to get more clients and how to be more effective in our marketing strategies. And there's also the financial side, understanding the financial side of Spectrum, and all of the organization. We know that other than the business model, the financial side is very crucial for the survival and for the sustainability of the social enterprise, and that's also answered by the program. And on top of that, there are beautiful opportunities like networking. I can see a lot of my cohorts attending events from this place to this place, and a lot of referrals. So put them together. Those are I think it gives us that fuel and that confidence to go forward and be better in running our business.
Right. That's really great to hear, Miss Dimple and Sir Alfred. Thank you for sharing your meaningful personal experiences with ESIP's activities. Okay. And I know there are a lot of exciting and meaningful activities that our program is offering. And of course, those activities, those programs that we are having provides us a lot of key takeaways and learning. Okay, so may I call on Miss Romae or Miss Karen and Miss Liz also to share with us what have they learned from the ESIP program. So maybe we could start with EdukSine.
Yep. Actually, to continue, I think it's a connecting answer also to what Ms. Dimple and Sir Alfred has mentioned. The key takeaways really is primarily on we're guided on what to do next, because it's, as a social enterprise, it's easy to get drowned into the opportunities, into the network, into the things to do, and so on. It's actually an ocean of opportunities when you talk about networks primarily. So what ESIP has provided us is to really have this, aside from one-on-one mentoring, it's also really making us mindful or being focused on what to do next, on what to do on day one, on day two, pushing us from point A to point B. So again, it's easy to get lost. So primarily, I think that's what my key takeaway is. And aside from that, the learnings were really very impactful as well on how to handle our own social enterprise, even we're virtually doing most of the things. So yeah, I think that's one of the challenges of being a social enterprise at this time. Most of the things that we want to do is done virtually, and through ESIP, we're really guided step by step on what to do next. So I think that's the key takeaway.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you, Miss
Yeah,
Karen.
yeah. Just to add what Romae said, so what I like here in EC program, we have each enterprise has their own mentor. So unlike other accelerators, it's one mentor for everyone. So I like that ESIP made that. They have a mentor that specializes for each enterprise, like what we have with Sir Carlo Valencia. So he's a market expert in marketing, and he's really helping us a lot, especially for our mobile app, for our website, and for the next strategies and solving the problems that currently we're facing right now. So thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, Miss Karen, Miss Romae. How about Miss Liz?
I think the 100-day plan is brilliant because it puts us on a habit of consistency. Mhm. It's very easy, as like what Rome mentioned earlier, it's easy to get lost in all of these things because kumbaga pa, we are the soldiers in the trenches and we're just firing every day. Or like we're firefighters, we're fighting fires every day. But having a structure and having a structure on what we need to prioritize, what are the things that we need to work on, and the focus on an industry, um, a mentor that's from a relevant industry really help a lot. For me, I'm a very practical person. So social enterprise, a lot of it is hard. And when people hear about, yeah, you're doing a social enterprise, they think that we're like we're just doing social good feel good work every day. No. So the crime is in the details. It's in the day to day, the operational excellence, striving for operational excellence and all of that. So my biggest learning is consistency, no, and the details of operations, ano yung dapat tutukan, and different areas.
It's very good to know po that all of you have the different takeaways talaga, different key takeaways for different social enterprises. But all of you, thank you so much for appreciating all the efforts that are being put into the ESIP program. So thank you so much, Ms. Rami, Ms. Karen, and Ms. Liz for sharing those learnings. And of course, in order for those learnings to be more meaningful, we have to apply them in the real world, in our real life setting. So maybe we could ask Sir Alfred and Miss Karen, how were you able to apply those learnings in the from the ESIP program to your business models?
Yeah,
So let's
sure.
start with Sir Alfred. Go, Sir Alfred.
Sure. So I think the most meaningful impact or changes that we did in our organization is a better understanding of our value proposition. So originally, would like to market people with disability and employment for them, and but we feel and through the sessions that we did in ESIP, it's more important to showcase their skills and the quality of their work, because by the end of the day, for our clients, that's the most important. So with a better understanding of our value proposition, that's where we built our marketing strategies. Our marketing strategies are now highlighting the quality of the work and the offerings of people with disabilities, not highlighting the disability, but highlighting their abilities. So and it trickles down into different strategies, not just in marketing, the way we do our contents, the way we position ourselves. So the in the market, it's very important, and how we network. So I think that's the most meaningful changes that we implement in our organization. That one change has really a drastic impact, positive impact in most of our operations.
Very good. Thank you so much, Sir Alfred, for that. sharing. How about from EdukSine, Miss Karen or Miss Romae? How did you apply your learnings from the EASY program to your business model?
Actually, a lot of facets were realized. We at the beginning of the program, we really thought that we already had it like under control, or we already know what we're doing. This is just gonna be easy. It's a new program that we could like implement. But a lot of things were realized, like for example, how we because we recently just launched our app. A lot of those steps that we're taking weeks before were actually guided by ISIP on what to do and how to market it and how to accommodate also the markets that we thought were already tapping. So specifically, that was really meaningful for us, impactful for us. And aside from that, since we're also trying to really navigate our way in the Mindanao market, in the Mindanao schools, universities, and colleges, we were guided in a way that it isn't just about the films anymore, or we don't market just the films, we also market the social learnings of the films, and then we need to focus on that and how impactful those are in specific markets that we navigate through. So a lot, actually. I don't think there's a list or a specific short list that I could give, but primarily I think it's really a learning progress on the way with ESIP. And again, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get overwhelmed, but with ESIP, it's really step-by-step guide for us.
Thank you, Ms. Rami. Miss Karen, would you like to add something to that? Okay, that's all. So there you go. Thank you so much, Sir Alfred and Mr. May. Now we will be diving deeper into the personal stories of each of our social enterprises that we have this afternoon. So let's first get to know EdukSine, EveGrocer, and Buoyancies more. Since most of your work revolves around helping your respective communities to reach a wider network of consumers and audiences, for those that aren't aware of the significance of your efforts, maybe you could share with us why there is a need to provide a platform for the products of the communities, SEs and MSMEs that you are helping. Maybe we could have Miss Liz, followed by Miss Dimple, and then Miss Romae or Miss Karen. Okay, so Miss Liz?
Yeah. Simply put, they're the ones left behind. So years of development has created a systemic structure that favors the bigger players, right? If you create a product, it's easy for you to distribute it if you have the means, But if you don't have the means to pay for lots of different costs, to do marketing and all of that, it's harder for you. And that's market privilege. If you are, let's say, that if you can supply to a chain of malls, that's a market privilege. I say that's a privilege because there are those that are disadvantaged as well. So despite how hard they work, okay, they won't gain that market advantage. And so it maybe, that's the reason why social entrepreneurs are called in the industry. We are the ones flexing, making things happen, impossible things happen, making it possible through flexing our strategies. So just like for the longest time, we were trying to mainstream or put the products of small businesses into different malls, but just realizing that, the entire thing, the system, the terms, it's not fit. And I also don't blame the big establishments, because that's just the way capitalism works. And capitalism has its good and bad, right? So it's fine. We don't need to disrupt that industry. What we need to do is to create and open more doors. And that's what we're actually doing. On the consumer side, because we are serving businesses and we also are serving consumers, one of the big words right now that you always hear is representation, identity, and all of that. it's impossible to have identity and representation if there are no small businesses in the market. Why? Remember the time when we are all crazy about imported stuff, right? So, and we're just waiting for the next imported stuff to flood our
All
market.
right.
You're putting all our money there. So your identity is right there. So if you open the door for small businesses and now you see the Filipino values, what it means to be Mindanaoan, what is Mindanao art?
Yeah. That's very good, Miss Liz. It's a very wonderful realization also for the ones who will hear this podcast, right? So maybe you could have Miss Dimple.
Yes, our startup focuses on food and the FMCG products. And because there's a problem with food handling, and there's a huge issue on food handling and sustainability. So right now we are at the middle of it. We need to be sustainable at the same time secured with food safety and everything. Actually, we have tied up with the Department of Agriculture. We have I have traveled going to the Vizcaya, Isabela, which are the agri capital of the Philippines, and I know what the problems, the challenges that farmers face in food distribution. There's a supply and demand. When they harvest, there's too much, and the problem is logistics. And then if for example, the onions, during February, it's the harvest season. Some of the farmers sell it for 16 to 25 pesos, and then come at May, December, it will be 600 pesos per kilo. So how do you solve that kind of problem? So we are really looking into the process, into the solution, how we bridge the gap for the farmers to develop food for distribution and food processing, and promoting sustainability on the side. Actually, it's the center of the core of our advocacy, sustainability. So yeah, that's the main goal of the platform.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Miss Dimple. And of course, last but not least, let's have EdukSine.
So yeah, it all started for us really with personal network. Many years ago, we tried to help independent filmmakers and producers really reach their market through cinemas. And then when we tried to navigate through that type of market, they're always the victims of first day, last day. Like the first day of their film in cinemas is also their last day in the cinema. So we realized after a few years of doing that, we realized that it isn't really, independent films are not marketed through cinemas already, and we need to find a way to reach and help these producers and filmmakers after spending millions for their films, really recoup their investment, and then sustainably create more films that are socially relevant and educational. And aside from that, the platform is also a solution for those films or those independent films that are created every year after the cinemas or after the film festivals. They don't know where to go. So we need to find to really navigate through that market and make sure that they're being catered upon, and for them to have an audience, not just here in the Philippines, but also abroad. We're also having these observations that we're solely focused on reaching markets internationally, to market the films international, but we need to be the first persons to watch it, I believe. That's my personal take. So aside from it being a platform, it's also the thin line between marketing our own and also helping them recoup their investment. So, it needs to be sustainable. The filmmaking industry as a whole in the country should be sustainable. And we believe that if we help these makers, these creators earn from what they have invested, then they could create more. And then we have more content, and then we earn more and we learn more. So that's how it started for us. The platform is for free for the filmmakers to enlist their films. That's why we wanted to be more inclusive for the filmmakers and producers that produce educational and socially relevant films. So yeah, it's free, and their audiences can just book it, add it to cart, and they could watch it anytime, anywhere. So it's that simple. We really want to make it as sustainable, as accessible, and affordable as possible. So that's the impact that we want to achieve.
Hearing those very beautiful reasons why you're doing what you're doing is just really keeping us grounded on our goal. And I like how all of you have the same goal of helping Filipinos. Filipinos helping Filipinos. Okay, that's really great. Thank you so much for sharing, Miss Liz, Miss Dimple, and Miss Romae. Okay, now let us get to know Waste for Good and Spectrum more, since a lot of their works are centered on either developing or teaching innovative and tech-enabled solutions to meet the needs of their respective communities. Can you share with us what is the importance of leveraging the technology and modern solutions to the social and environmental issues that you are addressing? So maybe we could have Sir Alfred first, followed by Miss Kaye. Thank you.
Sure. So to better, understand the question or answer the question, I'd like to provide context in terms of the problem that we are addressing. So in developing countries, up to 90% of people with disabilities are unemployed. In the Philippines, we have 1.3 million people with disabilities. Worldwide, that's 1.3 billion. Imagine the economic opportunities and the potential of these people. So, but they're being left behind, like what Liz mentioned. So what we're doing is we have a partner organization called 𝗘𝗣𝗘𝗘. They are a nonprofit organization, and they are doing training. So they train people with disabilities to do work for online employment, and that's where the technology would come in. So up to 90% of children with disability do not attend school because it's either the curriculum is not accessible, or it's the infrastructure, or it's the environment. There's a lot of discrimination and stigma around disability. So we use an online training to teach people with disabilities for skills and for jobs that do not require a college degree, because a lot of entry-level job would require a college degree. So the technology, can give us that beautiful solution in upskilling people with disabilities with in-demand skills that does not require a college degree. But on the other end of the spectrum is after graduation from the program. Some people have difficulty dealing with foreign clients because most of the clients that are catering or hiring virtual assistants are in the West, either in Europe or in the United States. There's a good market in Asia Pacific, but most are in Europe or in the United States. So, and that's where Spectrum would come in. We would employ people with disabilities and manage these talents for the clients who are looking for opportunities to save on their cost, but at the same time wants to do social impact. So, and that is made possible by technology. 100% of our operation is online. So our staff are doing remote work and flexible schedule because they have different disabilities, and some cannot stick to like an 8 to 5 schedule. They have to go through their dialysis session, or they have some therapy. So I can say that technology has that equalizing power. If I think we all agree that there's that systemic discrimination, but technology can give you that freedom to access opportunities. So, and that's why it's very important to take advantage of the development in technology to make our society more inclusive and more accessible, especially to those that are in the marginalized sector.
Thank you so much for your wonderful answers, Sir Alfred. Now, maybe we could hear from Miss Kaye
Yes, thank
of
you.
Ways for Good.
So for Ways for Good, with the big help of technology, we were able to develop products like our compost activator solution, or what we call CAS, wherein it helps in reducing bio-waste. Since we all know that climate change and bio-waste problems are very high in our, not only in our country, but all over the world. So we try to use the technology to develop products, not only in managing bio-waste, but also promoting soil quality and also improving crop yield. So through technology also, we are able to help communities and provide livelihood and also awareness on bio-waste management.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Kay, for that. So indeed, technology could play a very vital role for all of us in terms of inclusivity and sustainability for everyone. Thank you so much, Sir Alfred and Miss Kay, for sharing your answers with us. So now, as we draw close to the end of our program, maybe all of you can give us, or maybe all of you can elaborate on the impact of your work in helping communities or people in the community with regard to your enterprise's social mission. So maybe we could have Miss Dimple first about your impact in the community.
Yes, based on our impact value chain, there's our purchases, our distribution of the food products from suppliers, from SMEs. It empowers the community, the producers, so that we all know the problem of the food waste. It's so difficult. For example, we tap into the Carabao industry before. It's a very hard product to carry. It's not available in grocery stores because the shelf life is comparatively small, shorter, like 3 days to 1 week. So it's a challenge how to distribute to distribute these types of products. And other products that we try to source are the products that are not that we wanted to promote to the mainstream, that are not really being distributed in a lot of channels. So and then we help them to become sustainable. We promote sustainable packaging. We help them. We suggest sustainable packaging for tolling, and we don't stop innovating. We try to look for new ways, new innovation, new packaging alternatives, so that we can really promote sustainability.
That's great. Thank you so much, Miss Dimple. Maybe you could have Miss Lise about your impacts in your community.
Well, for one, we're working with entrepreneurs. So although we have created a platform or a system where we help them sell, we make it to a point to clarify to them that the success and sustainability of their business is not on us, it's on them, right? Ours is just a platform. And I think there's a beautiful thing that's happening when you're supporting entrepreneurs, because they themselves have grit, they have determination, they just light a fire, in them. And I think that's very important, especially for us, and that's also the orientation that I built on my team. We although we help them sell, yes, and reach a lot of markets, different markets, but what our lasting legacy to them should be being able to hand over the ability to run their business and sustain and and keep it growing. And so that's what we have been doing. We started with 15 social enterprises, small businesses, and then they became 20, and now there's 50. So there's a lot of them already, and it has become like a network, and they are visible to each other. A little, collaboration happens from time to time among those entrepreneurs. So it's all about livening up, the community, and we're looking to add more and grow bigger, because that's our economies of scale. That there's no limit into the number of small businesses that we can take in into our platform, because the more that we are, the stronger the platform gets and the network gets, because I think at the core of it, it's all about the entrepreneur. I think, based on my experience, entrepreneurs are not selfish. um yeah, I noticed that with a lot of the partners that we work with, they don't think about only their own growth. You know, they won't think about marketing only their product, especially in the community store where they're part of an assortment of different products. So it's very often that you hear them say, "Hey, I think I can market this product of another, social enterprise, of this another small business." And what we are encouraging right now are bundles, collaboration, creating new ones. So it has become a very lively, community for us down here. And we hope it can grow and scale.
It's really great to know. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Miss Lee. So let's have Miss Kay from Ways for Good. Your
So
impact.
for Ways for Good, we continue to support communities by establishing projects like our Buy for Community and Farm for Bayanihan. So this project aims to empower communities by providing livelihood programs and workshops, and also, as I mentioned a while ago, creating or giving awareness to communities on byways management through our workshops in composting, urban farming, and entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much, Miss Kay, for sharing it with us. Let's have Miss Romae of EdukSine.
For us is to EdukSine initially was to really provide livelihood for independent filmmakers and producers, and also for the marketers who assist us in reaching these contents audiences. But to add to that, on a larger scale, is to also strengthen the cultural roots and narratives and stories of Filipinos in our language, sariling atin. So it's our own first. So yeah, to strengthen it as a whole through educational and socially relevant films and content. And the platform, the technology is helping us in materializing that vision, because we believe that EdukSine is really helping these problems that we're encountering in our industry by making it accessible and affordable, not just here in the country, but also abroad. Those our especially our Filipino communities abroad. So yeah, that's our impact value chain. We are really still going through a lot of changes in our company, especially how we could tap more market and industries around us. But we're very happy that ISIP is helping us. One of our guiding light in this troubled times is ISIP. So yeah, we're very grateful.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Romae. And of course, let's have Sir Alfred of Spectrum.
Sure. So I'd like to mention two major impact for Spectrum. Number one is the economic impact. For our employees, for our staff, there's a minimum increase of income of 200%. So they can now provide for themselves, and they can now contribute to the family. And that's the second impact, the social impact. First is the way they see themselves. They used to see themselves as kawawa naman ako, I'm palamunin, and all of that. But that employment has allowed them to gain back that human dignity, that I can contribute, I can I have I'm important to this community. And part of that is also relational impact within the family. They are now becoming decision makers. They can now help send their brothers and sisters to school, and it's just beautiful to see that kind of change and effect that you can see to people. And thank you for ISIP, because right now we have 37 staff, and with confidence and with the guidance of ISIP, we're planning to grow it to 100 this year, and maybe 300 in the next 2 to 3 years. So and thank you very much for the opportunity that you've given to us to scale our impact.
Wow, that's so nice to hear. All of your impacts are really nice to hear, and it's really great to know that we are making impacts in our communities, and of course, we're helping our fellow Filipinos. And thank you so much for all of your perseverance as well, because without you guys, these communities won't also be given a chance. So thank you so much for your efforts. Okay, so now as we are nearing our end, last but not the least, okay, of the questions or of the things that we are going to tackle today, maybe you could share with us also the things that you are grateful for about the ISIP program. So the most thing that you're thankful for, that you have this program with you, that you're under this program. So maybe you could share it with us. Let's start with Sir Alfred first, and then going down to Miss Liz.
Yeah. So as Liz mentioned, entrepreneurs are not selfish, because we are really taking care of our people, but we also need someone or something to take care of us, and that's ISIP. I remember and ISIP and other programs, but one special thing that resonated to me is our last masterclass session about well-being session of entrepreneurs. It's something that's so comforting, that while we spend all our energy into delivering that impact, we also have to make sure that we take care of ourselves, because if we experience burnout, it's the entire social enterprise will not deliver its impact. So I think having that kind of support, like as I've mentioned, while we help other people, we also need help, and that's where this program is most beneficial. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sir Alfred. Maybe we can have Miss Romae.
Yep. So I think I can only agree with Sir Alfred, aside from the items or the things that I've mentioned earlier. Mental health or well-being is really the core. I really believe that we can't teach passion. We really can't. The passion comes from us first, and we really can't push that passion towards other people. We can only share the specifics of that passion, because a social enterprise, it really comes from the heart first, and then we swim along with it, and then this is the impact after so many years. So that's how we learned it the hard way, actually. So with ISIP, reminders. I think it's like relearning and learning processes with ISIP, that aside from mental health, networks as well. We get to learn and relearn and unlearn some things at the same time. So it's an interesting journey, because it's all at the same time. So yeah, with ISIP, it's all happening. That's why we're very grateful.
Thank you so much, Miss Romae. Let's have Miss Kaye.
So we are very thankful for the EASY program, for all the opportunities, connections, networks that you have opened for us. But most of all, we are very thankful for EASY for every insight and new learnings that we have in every lab session that we have attended, especially the one-on-one mentoring session where we focus, we deep dive in every challenges, in every aspect of our enterprise. So we are again very thank you, very thankful for the EASY program for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, also Miss Kaye. Let's have Miss Dimple.
Yes, we are so grateful for the EASY program. We've seen a lot of transitions with all the social enterprise that's in this program, and we, especially for me, the mentorship session with Miss Aditi, it's very important that someone challenges the model. Like, you have to think and then you have to defend it. She keeps on telling that you cannot focus on two verticals and you have to really focus on something. And that's what I lack, actually. A lot of people already noticed that maybe I lack focus. I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. And it's so all the insights are so golden that I realized that to be able to move forward, I need to prioritize, and I need to streamline the activities that I do, because at the end of the day, the most important things will create more impact on your work.
Right. Thank you, Miss Dimple. And of course, last but not the least is Miss Liz.
Right. First is thank you for being very patient with all of us. Just imagine for especially for those who are listening, we're not just doing this EASIP thing, we're also running our business real time every day. So it's an effort on our end, but at the same time, I want to honor the effort of the team as well. Because imagine they are following us up from time to time, and that's, I guess that's what I'm most grateful about for programs like this, especially EASIP, because there are a lot of programs where they look at your social enterprise or business and just judge it based on what you are, what you do, etc., how you are packaged. But to have the concern and the care to look behind the curtain and what's really happening behind all of that, and to have the determination to work with us, to sort out all of that, all of the kinks, everything, behind the curtain. I think that's what's more impactful and relevant for us. There are awards program, for example, that do that, but at the end of the day, awards are, limelight, picture. Yeah, I think, I guess I'm at the stage of my life where I can appreciate more kung sa ano pa, genuine acts of love, which means helping us find solutions to our problems, and not just throwing us praise, appreciation, etc. When in fact, as a social entrepreneur, you will really sit every day and think, how can I get through this? How can I solve this? How can I pay my people? And that's where all of the mental health issues maybe are coming from. What we need is more help, more guidance, and more walkthroughs versus just limelight. And just, social entrepreneurship is so sexy to a lot of people. And it's so mystifying, right? But yeah, I really appreciate having actual conversations and guidance, and throughout this process we never felt judged or discriminated, or like yung sasabihin, ano ba yan? Ang gulo-gulo ng process niyo, or like, because some mentors are like that. No, but I appreciate that the team dealt with us also with care and concern, and approached us at a level where we get to be the best that we can be during the sessions, and we get to open our hearts and our minds, the most while we're at it, and not just being very defensive. Ayaw mo yung ginawa ko. So yeah, because I've been through a lot of other sessions like that, and I admit my work may not have been the best, but yeah, ang lalim ng hugot ko, no? But anyway, I'm very happy because that's the first step to change, having 100% of acceptance of your heart and mind to do something. And because of the relationship that you have fostered with us, it made us a lot more, not just interested, but also passionate about doing the improvements and the requirements and all of that. So thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you so much, Miss Liz. Of course, we are also very grateful for all of you, to all our entrepreneurs. Thank you so much also for giving your time and your best efforts for the program. And we are also thankful that you are all doing the hard work in your communities, and our partners also. Thank you for making all of this possible. Of course, thank you to Australian government and the UNDP Philippines for making all of this possible. So everyone, we really appreciate your time and all of the experiences that you have shared with us. So we are very grateful to learn about your insights. Thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for sharing your stories with us. It's really great to hear all the good things, even the bad things that you're experiencing. So we're grateful that you also put your trust with the ISIP program. So thank you so much, everyone. So now we are about to end our podcast session. So I would like to invite everyone also to support our social entrepreneurs. We'll be having our Impact Showcase that will be their culminating activity for this program, which will happen on May 26, 2023. So you could also get more updates on our social media. So we'll be just flashing all the details of our social media accounts, even the social media accounts of our social entrepreneurs. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Maybe you could open your microphone, say thank you and goodbye to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much for
everyone.
joining us today.